The Nintendo Switch has been on the market for just over a year now, and it's no secret that we love it to death. It's got first-party titles, third-party titles, indie titles, and Hulu titles. Boy Meets World Marathon, anyone? Nonetheless, the Switch could still use more, and Nintendo has a stockpile of valuable IPs that would work well on the console. Sure, we could just list every franchise Nintendo hasn't put on the Switch yet, but that would be too easy. So we're not going to say F-Zero or Earthbound. Sorry. Anyway, here are 10 other Nintendo franchises that would work well on the Switch. Okay, the reason why Super Smash Bros. Is number 10 on our list is because A, it's all but guaranteed, and B, we covered that in our top 10 games the Switch needs, so feel free to check that out after this. Of course, Smash Bros. On the Switch is a matter of when, not if, as it's been on every Nintendo console since the N64, and that's because it sells like gangbusters. Whether or not it'll be a port of Smash 4 or a new one altogether remains to be seen. But Smash is a game that would benefit greatly from being on the Nintendo Switch. Case in point, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. Why be restricted to the TV when you and your friends can bring their handhelds and battle on the small screen via System Link? And with the Switch, you could potentially engage in 4-player battles on the small screen. Though I probably wouldn't try that, it's only 6.2 inches. It would also be a good excuse to release a Pro Controller designed like a GameCube controller, and we already know the Wii U GameCube adapter worked with the Switch dock at one point. What more can we say about Super Smash Bros. On Switch? It's all but guaranteed. Just please bring back the Ice Climbers. Now, there may already be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, but a port of a Wii U game just won't cut it. So what's next? Mario Kart 9? Nope! I'm talking Super Smash Kart. Whoa, Commonwealth Realm's getting a little too crazy with their ideas, aren't they? But listen. It isn't too far-fetched. Mario Kart 8 was leaning towards this idea anyway, with non-Mario characters like Animal Crossing Villager and Isabella, Link, and on the Switch, the Inkling boy and girl. There was even an F-Zero map because Nintendo likes to tease us. Mario Kart games will keep being made long after we die, and in order to keep this franchise interesting, a Super Smash Kart will help get the people engaged. Imagine playing as characters like Samus, Captain Falcon, Wreck-It Ralph, Heavy from Team Fortress 2, oh wait, sorry, wrong kart racing game. Even if they indeed do Super Smash Kart and call it Mario Kart 9, that'd be enough for us. Who knows if we'll get another Mario Kart this generation though. People seem to be satisfied enough with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Punchout did have its revival on the Wii, and Little Mac is a popular Smash Bros. Character, I think. But how can you look at the Switch in ARMS and not think that Punchout would be perfect? In all honesty, it's more likely that they release a Little Mac character in ARMS than release a new Punchout game, but if they were to make a new game, it would require a serious overhaul than just be a stationary boxing game. Because I don't think you could sell something like this for full price. ARMS is the game that improved on this formula by being able to maneuver around the ring and initiate powerful combo moves. Not to mention each character had their own quirks. If Punchout is going to be given another chance, it should innovate in similar ways ARMS did without being a total ripoff. Kid Icarus Uprising, while not perfect, was a great entry point into a potential franchise, and is something we would love to see return. The biggest problem with Uprising was that it had an epically grand scale on a very small screen. It would be cool to see at least a port of Uprising on the much more powerful Nintendo Switch, but we would rather see a new entry continuing Pit's adventures through Greek mythology in ways that not even Kratos could dream of. Well, he did kill all the gods, so maybe that isn't the best comparison. A Switch game containing the same railgun style and on-foot combat as Uprising could make for a potential hit. Just being on the Switch fixes some of the problems as the controllers have way more buttons than a standard 3DS, eliminating aiming and ground movement issues. And really, I just want to see more of that ridiculously over-the-top voice acting from some of my favorite voice actors. Nintendo games could use more voice acting, to be honest. If you thought Mario was always a kid-friendly Italian plumber, think again. The Mario Strikers games are so unnecessarily edgy that they're kind of amazing. I like to think that the creators sat in a boardroom and thought, Mario Soccer just isn't enough, guys. Let's make everyone look mad and add in a bunch of explosions and shit. That'll really sell this game. And indeed, Mario Strikers is overdue for a third entry, with the last two being on the GameCube and Wii. Not to mention with unique sports games like Rocket League taking over, Nintendo could get in on a piece of that action with Mario Strikers. It would be another great incentive for Nintendo Switch Online and make for a pretty good esport if done correctly. Because we all know that hasn't happened with Splatoon 2, at least as of yet. Look, we believe in second chances, or in this case, fifth chances, and Star Fox is a series that we don't want to go away for some reason. I guess it all boils down to Star Fox 64 being so good, and we are just looking for a game to make us feel that same way again. And to be fair, most of the games after 64 weren't that bad. Adventures was an average Zelda clone, Assault had a pretty fun multiplayer, and Zero was kinda pretty. In all seriousness, Star Fox Zero had the right idea of what a game in the series should be like. It just was executed horribly, with a lack of content and forced motion controls. Miyamoto has confirmed that Star Fox isn't dead, so hopefully we could see the Space Furries return bigger and better in the future. We don't want to give up hope on this franchise just yet. Nintendo has shown Pikmin a lot of love this past decade, with Pikmin 3 and a 3DS spin-off, Hey Pikmin. Something tells us that Pikmin won't be going away anytime soon, so Pikmin 4 on the Nintendo Switch is bound to happen sooner than later. I mean, didn't Miyamoto say like 3 years ago that it was almost finished? Don't know what that was all about, but it's 2018 and still nothing yet. Pikmin is a series all about timing and strategy, a concept that would work well on a handheld as well as home console. Did we mention that the Switch is both? Pikmin 3 was no doubt one of the best games on Wii U, and it's safe to assume that Pikmin 4 will land on the Switch in due time. If anything, I'm betting we'll see a trailer at E3 and a release date for this fall. I'd put money on that, but I'm poor. Yes, we know Tropical Freeze is getting a Switch port with the tantalizing new Funky Kong mode, but it would also be cool to see a new Donkey Kong game come out tailor-made for the Switch. And since Tropical Freeze is being re-released this year, we feel it would be best to shy away from the Donkey Kong Country brand and deliver a newer, fresher experience. Think like Donkey Kong 64, but more polished and without a scary amount of collectibles. Even though Donkey Kong is far from a neglected Nintendo series, it deserves a little better than a port of Tropical Freeze and some DLC for Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We're fairly confident that Retro Studios is not working on a new Donkey Kong game, so why not get an internal Nintendo development team to work on something new? Think of a game as revolutionary as Super Mario Odyssey, but with Donkey Kong. Just be sure to bring back King K. Rool for once. Now for a personal story. I bought Stardew Valley the day it came out for the Switch, and while I enjoyed the time I had with it, I couldn't help but feel like I was missing something. Sure enough, I was reminded of Animal Crossing. It's been almost 5 years since New Leaf on the 3DS, and I'm just itching for a new Animal Crossing on the go with HD graphics. We all know Nintendo has HD models of their characters laying around somewhere thanks to the abomination that was Amiibo Festival, so why not actually put them to good use? Fortunately, this is also a matter of when, not if, since Animal Crossing is another successful Nintendo franchise, and they recently put out Pocket Camp on mobile phones, which we can suspect will work with the Switch game somehow. I'm also betting that we will see an announcement of this game at E3 with a 2018 release date. I loved the heck out of New Leaf when it came out the summer I graduated high school, so it kind of does have that nostalgic appeal for me. But what I love most about Animal Crossing is that it reeks of positivity. There is no conflict, no evil villain, just good, wholesome, clean living. We need more games like this in life. Our number one pick isn't exactly a game. Well, it is. We just don't know what it's called, what it looks like. All we do know is that it's being developed by Metroid Prime and Donkey Kong Country developers, Retro Studios. Since early 2014, they've been working on something, and not the slightest bit of information for it has been detailed by Nintendo or leaked by the media. 4 years later, and we still know nothing. All we know is that it isn't Metroid, and it probably isn't Donkey Kong Country, but the most widespread rumor going around is that it's a new IP for Nintendo, and if it's taken 4 years to make so far, then it's huge. Maybe even open world. We are certain that Nintendo will finally unveil the curtains on this project come E3 2018, and we're excited because we literally have no idea what to expect from this talented studio. But what Nintendo franchises do you feel belong on the Nintendo Switch? Post your ideas in the comments section below. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you are new for more Nintendo content. We'd also like to thank our Patreon supporters, including royal producer Kenyatta Ali. If you'd like to help us out through financial means in exchange for some awesome perks, visit patreon.com/commonrealm. In the meantime, this has been the Commonwealth Realm, and we will see you girls and guys later.